Hi friends, Matt here from theshavingcadre.com. I am doing a series of honing on this Filarmonica 13 by Jose Montserrat Puy. It was, for the most part, new old stock. It may have been honed one time, but it had a few little dings in the blade that needed to be cleaned up, and I had also done some restoration work to it earlier today. So it's ready to be finished. So I've already put a 1K, 5K edge on it, and you can view that in my earlier video. And then this edge, I'm going to be using a black Arkansas, which is not super glassed up. It's not. It's finished with a worn out DMT coarse plate, and so it's not super glassed, but you can see a little shine in it here. And then I'm going to be running some tomo Nagura off of it, and I'm going to start with the Botan, Botan, which is a 3 to 4K. And yes, I'm taking it back down. I honed it 1K Naniwa to 5K Naniwa, and now I'm going to take it back down to 3K Botan. But that's just for my own enjoyment. I want to play with these stones some more. And then next I'm going to go to the Mejiro, which is a 6 to 7K, and then I'm going to finish the razor with a Nakayama tomo. And this is only my second go with using Japanese natural stones, and that's because I'm looking to work into a stone progression with a JNat, and I'm testing these out because my buddy Michael Phillip from theshavingcadre.com has generously lent me these tomos to try out. Oh, excuse me, Nagura to try out, not tomos. This is a tomo Nagura. We're going to get this slurry nice and milky, and then I will probably add just a hair of water to it, and then get going. And I think I'll do at least two series with this stone. I'll use the slurry, wear it out, and then I will rinse it off, or maybe not even rinse it off. I'll just go ahead and refresh it, and then we'll move on. All right, I'd say that's good enough. Nice and milky. It's dry fingers. And I'll give it just a little spritz of water down here. Pretty hot out here. The way I have my towel under here, it's letting some of my water go on the end, so I'm going to readjust a little. There we go. Very nice silty feel to it. Not really gritty. And this being a black Arkansas, it's wanting to start grabbing a hold of the razor a little bit. But we'll work through that. The razor's starting to undercut the water, or rather the slurry. And it's starting to break down. I'm starting to feel it lighten up a lot. Kind of starting to skate on the stone a little bit. Not really feeling the grit, hardly at all. Go a little bit further, and then I think I'll go ahead and do another progression. But that's the way the slurry from a Nagura works. Is you put it down, the grit size is higher, and then it slowly breaks down into a finer particle. I don't know this from experience. I know what other people have said, because I'm just learning these. But yesterday was a wonderful success for me. I honed a Wester Brothers manganese steel 6/8 razor on the same black Arkansas with these Nagura, and was pleasantly surprised by the edge I had. I think I probably could have worked a little longer on the Nakayama tomo that I have. Maybe done one more progression with that. But I was really happy with the way the edge turned out for it being my first time with it. Yeah, it's really just sliding through it now. My blade's really wanting to stick to the stone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more slurry. And with this Arkansas stone not having a whole lot of grit to it, it takes a little bit of pressure to get these Nagura to release their slurry. But like I said, I'm planning on in the next month or so I'll move on up and purchase myself my first JNat base stone. All right, here we go, round 2. Oh yeah, nice and coarse. Beautiful feel from these. I really enjoy already honing with this this type of progression. I really like the way the grit feels. The blade just skating along. And if you check it out, it's really starting to undercut the slurry. Add a little bit more water. already breaking down really well. And the razor's really wanting to stick right now. Again, I'll mention I am no professional at using JNats. Don't take this as a way to do it. I'm actually mostly doing this for my own education so that I can look at my own technique and get feedback from the folks that know what they're doing with JNats or what they're doing with black arcs with the slurries. This slurry's pretty well broke down. I'm gonna go just a few more laps. I think we'll go ahead and move on to the Mejiro. With that slurry being really thin, it's really wanting to, the edges want to just slide around and skip around on the stone a lot. Okay. Take a look at the edge real quick. Take the old glasses off. Cool. Scratches are looking great. Much more hazy than the other one. All right. Spray this off and move on up to the Mejiro. I found this the other night. This Mejiro really likes to release a lot of slurry. At least this one does, really quick. That's kind of cool. I know they all have different properties. I'm sure this one, I know this one's more fine, which would lend itself to perhaps being a little bit more chalky. I don't know if that's the right way to describe a JNat Botan, or not Botan, Nagura. All right, so that's good. Silky. And I already feel that slurry starting to break down a little bit. It's changing. Definitely you can hear the difference in the grit on the stone. It's starting to ride that slurry further up on my my blade. It's starting to undercut pretty well. Really, for the most part, I'm just doing the weight of the blade here. Really no major pressure at all. Still doing a few rolling X strokes. At bevel set, I had to work on the toe a little bit, or not the toe, the heel. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting all parts. And this big old Filarmonica, you know, it's got a little bit of a smile to it here. So you gotta try and get all parts. I like to do a lot of heel leading. I tend to say that this slurry is just about done. I'm going to push it just a little further. There's not a whole lot left on the stone, but it's still there. I was thinking about trying my translucent Arkansas from Dan's for tonight. Maybe I'll do that for tomorrow. But I'm sure that the translucent Arkansas, it's no really major difference as a base stone for these Nagura. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, for good measure, do another one. Seems like it's going good. I'll check it under the loop here, or the magnifying glass here in a second. Well, when I'm done with this set. If you guys haven't had a chance, check out theshavingcadre.com. It's a gentleman's forum, specifically, or maybe unspecifically, about wet shaving. But to be honest, a lot of us there are there for fellowship and friendship, and there's a whole lot more discussed on the forum than just shaving-related topics. Whether it be our families, our work, cigars, watches, you name it, we kind of discuss it on the forum. So by all means, please join us. We have a great time, and I think you will too. So come on by. We're a great group of dudes, and we like to make videos and get together on Zoom calls, and in general, just have a good time. Love the feel of this slurry. Really satiny, smooth. pretty hot out here. I know I'm knocking some of the slurry off my stone as I'm going along, but trying to make sure that I don't let my slurry dry out too much, because it'll work me the other direction. And there it goes. I can already feel this slurry going the other direction. It's starting to kind of loosen up. The sound has changed. Razor's kind of skating over the stone a bit more. Slurry's really working its way up on my edge for the undercut. And a reminder, this Mejiro is supposed to be 6 to 7K, so I'm now further in my progression than I was when I started, because I started with 5K. And I'm sure I definitely could have started with the Mejiro instead of going to the Botan, but I really wanted to give myself the extra practice. There we go, my blade's starting to really stick to the stone. Take it just a little bit further than this, maybe another 10 or 15 laps. Just trying to lighten up as light as I can go, just to keep the razor on the stone without it jumping everywhere. Now I said I'm testing these Nagura, and I'm testing Japanese natural stones. I've been honing with Arkansas stones, synthetics, cauticals, jaspers, pretty much most of the mainstream hones for probably the last, I think, about 6 years. Probably close to several hundred hones by now. They're not hones, but sessions. I'm really lucky to have some friends that have JNats, like my friend Michael Phillip, and Really looking forward to expanding this portion of my honing set. I really don't think there's anything left in that slurry. All right, I'm gonna check it over real quick. There we go. Looking good up and down the blade. I'm excited about that. Really a beautiful looking bevel. Perfect. All right. We'll go ahead and spray this off and we'll move up to the Nakayama. Much harder stone here, so I'm going to have to use a little pressure to get this thing going. Whew. Whew. Wearing out my hand. I think I'll get just a little bit more. Okay. Super light, silky feel from this slurry. Super light. Like riding on top of a million little tiny glass beads. Using just the weight of the blade. Already starting to change up a little bit, it feels like. And this tomo Nagura, I don't know what the grit rating is on it, but it's pretty high. Really starting to lighten up big time now. Razor's starting to undercut pretty good on the slurry. Starting to get a little grabbiness again from the stone. And I'll go ahead and remake my slurry. I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 progressions until I feel it die out. I know we're mostly just polishing here, but just want to give it a try. Playing with it. Don't know if it's right. Last time I think I only did 1 progression, and it was real nice. Just want to see if I can take it any further. If I got a JNat guy watching, let me know your thoughts. Tell me if I'm finishing, if I really should be doing multiple slurries. I'm so new to this. I'm watching Keith's videos, Tomo Nagura's videos, and learning a lot from watching him, but I'm sure there's a lot of other interesting ideas out there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refresh the slurry. Gosh, this is a hard stone. Woo! Losing my rock. Too much pressure. All right. Slurry's starting to change already. It's just kind of cool. I've always used Kotical or Escher slurries and never really noticed any discernible difference in the grit unless you dilute it. But this, you can, to me anyway, you can really start feeling it at some point. little bit on the tang, dry it off a little. Stone's starting to get really grabby again. Slurry's getting super light. Just using enough pressure to keep the blade on the stone. I think that's about done. I'm just gonna give it just a little bit more, just because, why not? More practice never hurts a guy, right? Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a nice light slurry and finish on that and go super light for another 30 laps or so. Does it matter? Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure more experienced guys know, but like on a stone like an Escher, I mean, it's not gonna hurt to give it another few laps. All right, that's good enough. Really starting to feel that stone grab a hold of the edge all the way up and down the blade. I'm interested to see what the feedback's going to be like on the real JNat finishing base stone. If you can't tell, this thing is just shaking and chattering. I'd say it's just about done. I'm going to just do another 10 laps just to say I did. Basically coming to a dead stop. Alright, I'm going to call it with that. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe to my channel. I like doing, apparently now I like doing honing videos. And I really enjoy doing shaving videos. So if you want to stop on by my channel, please do. You're welcome anytime. Thank you so much. And have a great evening.